Hello friends, my name is Nitin and you're welcome to my channel Study with Nitin. So it is my first video, so I will study nutrition in plant, the first chapter of 7th class. So let's start. Nutrition in plants. In class 6, you learned that food is essential for all living organisms. You also learned that carbohydrates, proteins, and minerals are components of food. These components of food are called nutrients and are necessary for all bodies. So in this chapter it's basically telling us the mode of nutrition in plants. And in 6th class we have all learned that food have components of food like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, and these are very essential for our body. Why? Because some like carbohydrates and fats give us energy, proteins repair or build our body, and vitamins and minerals make our immune strong. So we will get more further. All living organisms require food. Plants can synthesize food for themselves, but animals, including human, cannot. They get it from plants or animals that eat plants. Thus, human and animal are directly or indirectly dependent on plants. In this paragraph, it is telling that plants can synthesize their own food or they can synthesize food by themselves, but animal including human like we cannot synthesize our food, cannot synthesize our food them ourselves, but we have to eat plants or we have to eat animals that eat plants like vegetarians and non-vegetarians. Then thus human and animal are directly or indirectly dependent on plants. Bojo wants to know how plants prepare their food, and this question we have learned in class 6 and everybody knows what's the answer. And everybody knows that plants can synthesize their food because of a pigment called chlorophyll, which makes the sunlight's energy to chemical energy, and this chemical energy is used to break the bond of hydrogen and water, hydrogen and oxygen in water molecule. Bojo, okay. Mode of nutrition in plants. Plants are the only organism that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbon dioxide and minerals. The raw material are present in their surroundings. In this paragraph, it wants to say that plants are only the organism which prepare the food themselves by using raw materials like water, carbon dioxide and minerals. And all raw materials they need are present in their surroundings. The nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged parts of their body, and provide the energy to carry out life processes. Nutrition is a mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. What does nutrition means? Nutrition is a mode of taking food. It is a mode of taking food inside a mouth and doing the digestive processes and utilization of it, like all the absorption of its nutrients is called nutrition. By the mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophic nutrition. It wants to say that the organisms which can make their food or can synthesize their food on their own are, are called autotrophs, and the mode of nutrition they have is autotrophic nutrition. Animals and most other organisms take in food prepared by plants. They are called heterotrophs. Hetero is equal to other. It means like the plants can synthesize their own food, but the animal or the humans are dependent on other. Other means plants and many animals which eat plants, and thus is called heterotrophs. Paheli wants to know why our body cannot make food from carbon dioxide, which, so friends, where were we? I thought wait a minute. So friends, where were we? I think so we were on. Paheli wants to know why our body cannot make food from carbon dioxide, water and mineral like plants do. So the answer for this question you will give in the comments, and I want many answers as I can. So please. Now we may ask where the food factories or plants are located. As all of you know that the food factory is in the leaf of the plant. Whether food is made in all parts of plant or only in a certain parts. How do plants obtain the raw material from the surroundings? How do they transport them to the food factories of plant? Photosynthesis, food making process in plants. Leaves are the food factories of plant. Therefore, all the raw material must reach the leaf. Water and mineral present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. Carbon dioxide from the air is taken in through the tiny pores present on the surface of leaves. These pores surrounded by guard cells. Such pores are called stomata. So in this whole paragraph, it says that the that the food factory plant or leaf and the raw material must reach to the leaf. Water and mineral are present in the soil and can be absorbed by roots and transported to the leaf through stem. But the carbon dioxide is taken from the air, and for that there are very tiny holes, or you can say tiny pores in the on the surface of the leaves, which are surrounded by guard cells. These guard cells do the opening and closing of the stomata, and this pore is called the stomata. So we then further go. Bojo wants to know how water and mineral absorbed by roots reach the leaf. Water and mineral are transported to the leaves by the vessels which run like pipes throughout the root, the stem, the branches and the leaves. They form a continuous path or passage for the nutrients to reach the leaf. They are called vessels. You will learn more about transport of material in plants in chapter 11. As the chapter 11 is transportation in organisms, and there is a tissue called vascular tissue which forms two type of vessels known as xylem or phylum, and I will tell you more about this in the 11th video or many videos after the we will finish the series, like for first video, second video, third video, fourth, and like this all. So Paheli wants to know what is so special about the leaves that they can synthesize food but other parts of the plant cannot. The leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps leaf to capture the energy of sunlight. This energy is used to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. And now you will be thinking how. So I will tell you in this video. So what happens that the nutrients like the water and minerals are absorbed from the roots, and the carbon dioxide is absorbed from the air. So what happens is the chlorophyll captures the sunlight and changes it to chemical energy. It changes the light energy to chemical energy that is usable by the plants. And this chemical energy is used to break the bond of hydrogen and oxygen. As you know, as you all of know that oxygen is a byproduct of the food made by the plants. Like that, if hydrogen and oxygen bond cannot be broken by plant's energy. It needs very much energy that is absorbed from the sunlight, and it breaks the bond of hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen gets out from the stomata, and we breathe that oxygen, and then the hydrogen and the carbon dioxide is mixed together to form carbohydrates known as the carbohydrate. The form of carbohydrate used or stored by the plants is called glucose. Then we will go further. The energy is used to synthesize food from carbon dioxide and water. Since the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, it is called photosynthesis. So we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water are necessary to carry out the process of photosynthesis. It is a unique process on the earth. The solar energy is captured by the leaves and stored in the plants in the form of food. The sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms, as we all know. Can you imagine life on earth in the absence of photosynthesis? We know that if photosynthesis would not occur, then the process of breaking the bond of hydrogen and oxygen would be stopped, and there would be no oxygen to live. And the plants also will die, so they can't make vegetables or fruits, and the plant eating animal could not eat anything, and we cannot eat that much. In the absence of photosynthesis, there would be not be any food. The survival of almost all living organisms directly or indirectly depends on upon the food made by the plants, beside oxygen, which is essential for the survival. Besides leaves, photosynthesis also takes place in other green parts of the plant. Beside leaves, photosynthesis also takes place in other green parts of the plant, in the green stem and green branches. The desert plants have scales or spine-like leaves to reduce loss of water by transpiration. These plants have green stem which carry out photosynthesis. Now I can tell you what is transpiration and why is it important. Transpiration is the process of removing extra or excess water from the leaves, and this happens from the stomata. When the sunlight falls on the leaf, then the excess water would be evaporated, and this would help to remove the excess water, and it also helps, and transpiration is important. So we move further. These plants have green stem which carry out photosynthesis. So this box is telling us that the photosynthesis process does not only take in leaves, but it also happens in the stems, in the branches. So we move further, and from this, besides oxygen which is essential for survival of all organisms, is produced during photosynthesis. So during photosynthesis, in the absence of photosynthesis, life would be impossible on the earth. During photosynthesis, chlorophyll containing cells of leaf, in the presence of sunlight, use carbon dioxide and water to synthesize carbohydrates. As I told you, carbohydrates, the hydrogen and the carbon dioxide makes carbohydrate. C6H12 and O6. I think so. This is the formula. I think so. C6H12 and O6. C6H6 or O6. Mm, I think so. It was C6H12 and O6. So let's move further. During the process, oxygen is released. The presence of starch in the leaves indicates the occurrence of photosynthesis. Starch is also a carbohydrate. Bojo observed some plants with deep red, violet, or brown leaves. He wants to know whether these leaves also carry out photosynthesis. So, my friends, he thinks that these plants do photosynthesis. I want to know your opinions. Please comment down in the comment section. So these plants although carry out photosynthesis, but the chlorophyll pigment is hidden. The chlorophyll pigment is hidden under the different color pigments like a red color pigment or violet color pigment or brown color pigment. The chlorophyll pigment is hidden under it, but it carries out the photosynthesis process. Now there is an activity in the NCRT which we will discuss. Take two potted plants of same kind, keep one in the dark or in a black box for 72 hours and the other in the sunlight. Perform an iodine test with the leaves of both the plants as you know you did in class 6th. So in this activity, it just want us to do this activity. If we will do this, then we will know that what happens when we keep and plant 72 hours or 3 days in dark. So what will happen when we will do the iodine test on the plant which was all the time in the day or in the light. It can't be all the time in the light, but it was mostly in day, so it would have a positive report. It would have the iodine test would be successful and there would be some starch on it. Means that the process of photosynthesis happened on the plant leaves and it would become purple. As you know, if we put iodine on starch, it becomes purple. But in the other plant which was in the dark for 3 to 4 days, and it will have the opposite report of the plant which was in the day. There would be no color change in the leaf on the leaf, and it would say that there was no photosynthesis process taken place in the plant which was in the dark. And this activity also says to perform this activity 3 to 4 days again and try the iodine test again. The leaves other than green also have chlorophyll. The large amount of red, brown and other pigment masks the green color. Photosynthesis takes place in these leaves also. You often see slimy green patches in ponds or stagnant water bodies. These are generally formed by the growth of organisms called algae. Can you guess why algae are green in color? They contain chlorophyll. Yes, they contain chlorophyll and they do the process of photosynthesis which gives them the green color. Algae can also perform their own food by photosynthesis. Synthesis of plant food other than carbon dioxide. You have just learned that plant synthesize carbon dioxide carbohydrate through the process of photosynthesis. The carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are used to synthesize other components of food such as proteins, fats, but proteins are nitrogenous substance which contain nitrogen. From where do the plant obtain nitrogen? Recall the Recall that nitrogen is present in abundance in the gaseous form in the air. Yeah, there's 72% nitrogen in the air, but the plant cannot but the plant cannot absorb the nitrogen in this form, gaseous form. Soil has certain bacteria that converts gaseous nitrogen into a usable form and release it into the soil. These are absorbed by the plant along with the water. Also, you might have seen farmers adding fertilizers rich in nitrogen to the soil. In this way, plants fulfill their requirement of nitrogen along with other constituents. Plant can synthesize their food, synthesize proteins and vitamins. So I think so guys, it would be the end for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from this video. Please like, share and comment below on this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Make the red subscribe button gray, and don't forget to ring the notification bell. You will get my daily updates. Okay, then bye bye.